Evening students, welcome back to your own channel Learning with Fun Planet. Students, today we are going to start a new topic, that is cyber safety. So, in this chapter we are going to discuss the following topics. Let's begin the topic now. Introduction. People use internet for banking, business promotion, entertainment, travel ticket booking, communication, etc. But what about the security and safety of the information provided to the internet? Cyber safety is very important to save our information like banking, social media, etc. Today we can see various type of cyber crime to cheat the people. So it is very important to use internet safely and securely. So students, nowadays cyber security is one of the important feature for our daily life. What is cyber safety? Cyber safety refers to the safe and responsible use of internet so that to ensure safety and security of personal information and not posing threat to anyone's else information. Means it is a responsibility to use internet securely and safely. A computer without appropriate security controls can be infected with malicious program, and thus any type of information can be tracked. There are many malicious web pages or websites which allow the hackers to hack the systems easily, and by using of these malicious web pages or websites, the hackers steal your information. Most common solution to identify protection while using internet is private browsing or anonymous browsing. So in this you can your personal information will not be revealed to anyone else. There are many ways to which they can reveal your information. Web browser can reveal our location by our computer IP address. It can provide search and browsing history which may be used by the third party like criminals and advertisers. In our daily life we can see these advertisers steal or get our location and our IP address, and as we search something on net they start showing the advertisement related to that thing or that item. Advertisers using the tracking to build up detailed profile for pinpoint ad targeting. How is the IP address used for tracking? IP address is the unique address of our device when we connect to the internet. Computer shares our IP address with the other network devices in the house or office. From the IP address, the website can track our geographical location. They find out that we are from which place. When we sign into our online shopping website, our login information is stored in the computer. Where is this information stored? It is cookies. Cookies are small text files that store information, piece of information related to our online habits. Though these cookies can be of two types: first party cookies and third party cookies. First party cookies stores our login ID, password, autofill information, etc. for some website that we frequently visit. Third party cookies are the cookies that websites store to know about our search history and web browsing history so as to place advertisements as per our interest. It may result in many unwanted advertisements on the web page. So when we find these unwanted advertisements on our page, it is the work, or it has been done by the third party cookies. The HTTP refers identifies the address of the web page linked to the resource being requested. You can see that what we are searching, or we are requesting. Super cookies. It persists are the persistent cookies. They came back even after we delete them. Store cookies data in multiple places. So super cookies again, if we delete them, they again came back, and it store data at multiple places. Our browser also sends a user agent every time we connect to a website. This tell website about our browser and operating system, providing another piece of data that can be stored and used to target ads. So whenever we connect with a website, our browser send a user agent, and it tells website about our browser and operating system. Is it clear? We can protect our identity by using anonymous and private browsing. Anonymous browsing allow to view website without revealing any person information like their IP address. It can be used as a tool for governments, journalists, and everyday security consists refers. Private browsing is another way to use the internet without revealing one's search history and sharing personal data. Different types of private browsings out. Incognito browsing, or proxy or virtual private network. So most of you know about incognito browsing, proxy browsing, and VPN. Incognito browsing opens up a version of a browser that will not track our activity. It is useful if we are entering sensitive data like bank details into the browser, as it can minimize the risk of our information being saved to that computer. We can use private browsers and search engines like DuckDuckGo. So instead of Google, we can use DuckDuckGo. It is a private browser. And another way is incognito browsing. Proxy. Proxy works by acting as a middleman between our computer and the website we want to access. The tracking website will get the IP address and information from the proxy side. Thus, we can safely get information without giving personal details. Most of the time, in big organization, we used to make proxy server from where our IP address cannot be tracked by the hackers. Now, VPN. It is a method used to add security and privacy to private and public network like Wi-Fi hotspot and internet. It is mostly used by the corporation to protect sensitive data, originally meant for business employees working offsite to gain access to shared drives or network. Can set up a VPN at home to protect our device from hackers trying to access our sensitive information. So it is a private browsing. We should use our password properly. We can open our account on internet if we know our correct password. When we are giving a password, it must be strong. It must be strong. It must have some special character, capital letters, small letters, and numbers also. How does the strong password protect us online? A strong password helps to keep our information safe, protects our emails, files, and other accounts, prevents someone from breaking into our account. That's why company always asks you to make strong password. It is a combination of small letters, capital letters, numbers, and special symbols. Help, my password has been cracked. There are the many ways by which our password can be cracked. Some people get our email password and they use this brute force attack. These attacks work by checking our password. Many companies report of their account being hacked and the account details are leaked, including password. So these passwords have been hacked by the person. What would I do to prevent password cracking? Choose good password and keep it confidential. While creating a password, follow these points. Dictionary words, proper nouns, or foreign words should not be used. Personal information should not be used, include in the password. Use longer password. Use passphrases to remember complex password. Do not repeat. It is again an important point. Do not repeat passwords on different websites. Most of the time, people make same passwords for different websites, and this is the way by which the people hack their passwords. To develop unique password for each account, please follow these techniques. Use different password on different system and accounts. Don't use password that are based on personal information that can be easily guessed. Use a combination of capital and lower letters, numbers, and special characters. Don't use words that can be found in any dictionary of any language. Develop mnemonics such as passphrases for remembering complex password. Confidentiality of information. Confidentiality of information ensures that only authorized users get access to sensitive and protected data. So it is a confidentially information can be accessed by only the authorized user. If a user having a password, a username, and a password. Best practices used to ensure are use firewall wherever possible, control browser settings to block tracking, browse privately wherever possible, be careful while posting on internet, ensure safe sites while entering crucial information, carefully handle email, do not give sensitive information on wireless network, avoid using public computer. Online safety. Whenever we start working on internet, we got some malicious messages, malicious websites, and web pages, and often we open these and our computer get infected. So what are these malwares? A malware is unwanted software that someone else wants to run on your computer. Malware infects our computer, making it behave in a way which we do not approve of. So, it is an unwanted software. Some of the malware are computer viruses, worms, Trojan horses, spyware, ransomware, adware. Damage causes by the malware. Malware damage or delete files. Viruses slow down computer and invade our email programs. Spyware compromises our data, computing habits, and identity. Alters PC test settings. Spyware can also slow down our PC. Adware infects computer display arrays of annoying advertising on opening a web browser. What are the safety measures to avoid malware attack? Use antivirus and anti-spyware. Update them automatically and run the scan in a day and regularly. You can run the full system scan also. Prevention is better than cure. We all know about this. What are the prevention measures? Keep your system up to date. Use caution while downloading the programs. Disable the cookies. Block all the cookies. So these are the ways. These are the prevention, which is better than the cure. What is cybercrime? Any criminal offense that is facilitated by or involves the use of electronic communication or information system, including any electronic device, computer, or the internet, is referred as a cybercrime. There are two types of cybercrime: cyberbullying and cyber stalking. Let's discuss these 2 points. Cyberbullying occurs when someone uses the internet, a cell phone, email, instant messaging, chat rooms, or social networks such as Facebook and Twitter to harass, demean, embarrass, or intimidate someone else. It is commonly done by teenagers. The bully can hide behind the anonymity of a login identity. Cyberbullying is a crime. Not only cyberbullying, but bullying is also a crime. In our school, there are a lot of posters are there on which it is written bullying is not allowed. Cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is a kind of harassment wherein the victim is subjected to barrage of online messages and emails. The stalkers know their victim, and instead of restoring to offline stalking, they use the internet to stalk. Some of the activities of cyber stalkers are: collect all personal information about the victim, may post the personal information on any illegal website, subscribe the email account of the victim to obscene or illegal website, can make contact with their victim through email having friendly and threatening content. So these are the activities done by the cyber stalkers. If any cybercrime occurs, one must report it firstly to parents, school authorities, and then to police. To report a cybercrime, file a complaint to the local police station. In addition, there is a provision of filing FIR in most of the states. Cybercrime may be reported in a cybercrime unit of any city, irrespective of place where the act was committed. In India, IT Act of 2000, we can put a FIR or in any of the police station. So, students, this is all about the cybercrime. Let's see some project also. Let's see some project. Karan was browsing a social media site and he came across a web page with pictures of some of his schoolmates, including one of him labeled the skinny fool. Nervous, he posted a reply expressing his anxiety. In school, he was regularly chased by loud comments and more posting flooded the web page. He felt humiliated. Comment on this situation and provide possible solution that Karan should take to come out of this situation. Let's see the answer. Karan is being a victim of cyberbullying. One of the few solutions that Karan should opt is he should report the matter to the school management and his parents. The school should take action and get the web page removed, and there should be notice boards warning the students from involving in any kind of bullying. Let's see the points. Cyber safety refers to the safe and responsible use of internet. Cookies are small pieces of text sent from the website and stored on the user's browser. Private browsing and anonymous browsing can protect identity of the user while using internet. One should use strong password to keep the account secure. Confidentiality of information ensure that one authorized user get access to sensitive and protected data. Malware is a malicious program that infects the computer. Cybercrime is an unlawful act that involves a computer and a network. Why should we install antivirus software? Please see these points. These are the most important points why we install antivirus software. Cyber safety for students. Internet safety guidelines. Never share personal information online. Do not send annoying message or post anything rude, insulting, or threatening. Use school computer or personal device for school work only. Keep your password private and respect the privacy of others. Do not engage in cyberbullying and report any cyberbullying right away. Tell the teacher immediately if you come across a site that is inappropriate or unsafe. Always respect copyright and never plagiarize. Make sure you always log off when you are done using a computer device. So students, this is all for this chapter, cyber safety. I hope you are able to understand this chapter. Keep yourself safe. May God bless you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.